So welcome back, everybody. Those that are in person, those that are online, those that are in YouTube afterwards. We're back in How to CAD session 5. Yeah, so today things gonna be more relaxed because the plan, as you can see already in these pictures, was to do the Coke and the Ariane 5 rocket, but those took me a lot of time. You'll see that I already pre-recorded myself on those. Yeah, so those ones you can do it by yourselves. This was last week, or well, last week, it was like 3 weeks ago. Last time we met. These are fairly complicated too, and the demo that I did in class was also very difficult. So I apologize for that if you guys couldn't follow. So definitely feel free to ask me any questions or go up in the yes, as Mario saying in here. So this is what I want to do to warm up today. Well, first we'll do an apple, and then we'll do this. And I'm not biased because I play tennis. That's why I thought about designing this thing, but I think there's a lot to learn about making a model of the kind of balls. But just to go over what I did for today, that you guys can see the pre-recorded videos afterwards. So this is my attempt at the bottle of Coke. It's fairly detailed. I think it's interesting if you guys want to watch it afterwards. And the Ariane 5 was a pain to do that. This one took me like 4 days. That's why I obviously don't do it in person. Yeah, when I think about the demos, I do not know whether we'll be able to do it in 2 hours or not. Yeah, so I'll go straight to the kind of balls. I'm gonna stop sharing here. And let me just go over here. Let me go. I'll just make it all big. Yeah, so we'll start first with an apple, right? Because this is similar. I didn't do the demo of the banana, so what you can do is just go to like Google and find a picture of an apple if you want. I found this one in here, which I opened in there, and then I did a screenshot of this. And then I'm gonna open it over in Onshape. So we'll do a very simple model of this as a warm-up. Yeah, that one works. So I'll go over here to Onshape, and I'll create a new folder for week 5. And then I click here on week 5, and I will create a new document, and I'll call it Apple. Yeah, so I'll wait a bit. Yeah, so normally this was to give you guys some context about this thing. There's a class back at my previous university where, in order to be admitted into the class, you had to design a model of a fruit.
Okay.
So that's the inspiration for this. So eventually we brought this assignment into a lower level course at that university. And now everybody knows how to design apples. Apples is one of the simplest things to do. Yeah, so we'll go here to sketch. And I'm going to choose the front plane. And I can move around in here. And then let me just move this around. I can go here to says insert image. And I'm going to go here to import. Then Apple will import the kind of balls afterwards. And I'm going to click here. And then you can just click a random position. I'm going to move this to the side. And then I'll probably move the apple to be roughly like around there. I think that looks like the center, but you can feel free to. Also, don't worry about the size. You'll see that that's like 100 millimeters, so 10 centimeters. Well, actually, that could be the size of an apple when you think like something along these lines. Maybe I'll draw the line like that, but I can still move the apple. I'll leave it roughly. It's in the middle. The point is that this is not a symmetrical thing, so it doesn't matter. So I'm gonna just bring it roughly there. And it won't be perfect either, but that's okay. So I'm gonna go here to letter D. I'm gonna give this some dimension, it doesn't matter. And then what I'll do is I'm gonna go here to the spline tool. And actually I'm gonna move the picture right there. And I'm gonna start tracing a little bit the outline of the apple. But just the right side, which is what we're doing now. Yeah, I'm not following it exactly, right? Because the picture is not, it's like a little bit on 3D. So just do like that. So we'll do that side like that. And then once you're done with it, I'm gonna click OK. And then I will rename this as wedge 1. Yeah, you can bring it down. Yeah, and then like around there, so you can bring this line. Just click escape, and then we'll go here to the line, and then construction, and then just extend that one. Yeah, I'll do it like this. That way it's still like straight. And then what we'll do is I'm gonna click letter I, this point, that point. Oh, well, actually, hold on. I'm gonna do Control Z. Well, are these all straight lines?
Yes. Yes, you clicked on that one.
Yes.
Yeah, makes sense.
I mean, it doesn't look bad like that, though. But,
Yeah, you're right. Makes sense with the.
well, we'll leave it like this for now.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna, let's see what they're like. Okay, so it kind of worked there. Okay, so just click exit. Yes. So now that we've gotten to this point, I'm gonna do another sketch on the front plane. And in this front plane, I'll go to the spline command and I will do the other side. Roughly, it doesn't need to be perfect because that's the thing, right? Fruits are not perfectly symmetrical, and I think the apple is a great example of that. I'm just slowly. And I'm ending at the same point. And I'm gonna click save, and I'll rename that one as wedge 2. Now this is gonna be fun in just a second, as you'll see. But this technique, now we're designing an apple, but you can extend this same strategy to design all sorts of things, like a boat, an airplane, any, like your shoe. One of the things I'll probably do off class is designing like an Air Jordan using this, like the shoe that you're, which is super complicated. Oh, there's a question here. Like a shoe, yes. Exactly like that. You can do it like this because now you're done, so you can click OK. So now we're gonna do a new sketch, but this time on the right plane in here. And I'm gonna bring another picture. Again, literally the same picture that I have. But this time, I don't care too much how big the, yeah, maybe I'll make it a little bit smaller, right? Maybe 130, but the point is that it doesn't need to be exactly the same. And I'm just gonna bring it like around there. Yeah, so that looks approximately right. And now once I brought it there, I'm gonna start from that very same point, which is where we started our sketch, and I'm gonna trace just one of the sides. Slowly with a spline. Yeah, so this is more or less to give it some structure to this. And one thing that we need to do, we'll need to go back to all of our sketches. We need to do a straight line, like a solid straight line between the point like this.
Does it have to end
Let me. Yeah, it's doing there because otherwise it's gonna complain. And then we can do a straight line that goes from here So did you start it at the same point than your other ones? No. It's okay. Um, oh, I see, because
Oh,
the apple that you brought is a lot bigger.
yeah.
It's okay.
I can do the.
Okay.
Yes.
It's important that we are starting and ending at the same points. As you can see, oh, one thing. So I'm gonna click OK, and I'll rename that as wedge free. In the meantime, what I'll do is I'm gonna go back to wedge one, and we're gonna eventually loft all of this, but I need to make sure that this from here to here is a straight line. There we go, like that. The same thing with wedge number two. Like that. And then we got wedge free. Eventually, now we need to do, I'll wait for a second, and then we'll do wedge four, which is the other side. So we'll have all four of them. Unless you wanted a half apple, but that would be kind of perhaps a 3/4 of an apple. And potentially, I'm thinking that we'll do the stem as well, just for completeness. It's not difficult at all. You'll see that it's super simple.
I can resize it.
Yes. So, what we can do with letter D, let's say one. That like there. That button. Yeah, so now you can start the at that point. Perfectly. So we'll wait for a moment. In the meantime. Oh. You know, I stopped doing the apple as part of the class because I thought it was too simple. But then I realized that the next thing, which is the banana, it's a lot more difficult. So if I don't do the apple, then it's difficult. So the banana was last time. So now, yes, we're perfect like that, and we'll do a straight line. There we go. Like this. That way it's shaded. And I'm gonna go back to your other sketches. Like that. And I will go like that. And now we'll do, right, so we've done that one. We'll do one more sketch. And this sketch is gonna be on the right plane as well. So it's gonna be exactly there. And what we're gonna try to do is a spline that just follows the remaining wedge. Here. And I want to end right there. Yeah, potentially. Looks. We will see how it looks. We can always modify this afterwards. And then I do a line that ends right there. Good. And I click OK. And then I'll rename this as wedge 4. Now, and then just do a straight line, that point to that point. Is it that one or the other? I mean, it's the other one. How did you? There we go. And then just click exit. So now we're kind of done. We could try. So let's do. Let me do a quick demo of what we're gonna do and why. So we'll do one way. but we're not gonna stick to this one way because I could just go here to loft, right? And then in loft, yes, solid profiles, and I can say, right, I want profile number one. Don't do this yet, right? We'll do profile three, then profile two. So you see how it's giving it volume, profile four, and then uh, I think profile one and actually no, I should. So it's doing 3/4, right? Um, let me see if I can end conditions. Um, tangent to profile whether no match curvature. No, it's fine. Then we can do another loft that connects these two, and I can say okay, right? I mean, it looks fine, but I think there's better. So these are 3/4 of an apple, and then what you could do is another loft in here. You can say it's add, and I can give you these two profiles. Uh, and I think it's gonna, yeah, it looks kind. I can, I can say right, tangent. Hmm. I don't know why. Maybe this one does. I mean, it looks meh in my opinion, right? And also one better way of doing this, and I'm gonna now delete this for a second, and I'm gonna delete this as well, and then I'm gonna go here to. Well, I don't think I can hide the pictures, but I want to create a plane in here and a plane in there, and we're gonna create like a profile that is gonna go around it. At least we're able to immediately control the curvature of these things. So the way to do this is I'm gonna go here to plane, and we'll go here to the top plane, and I'm gonna create a offset. And yes, we could do, let's do 3 planes, right? So we'll create this one at 25, then we'll do another offset plane at maybe like 40, and then let's create another offset plane from that one at 25, right? So now we have 1, 2, 3. Maybe this one will do 30. And I'm gonna actually hide all the other planes because I don't need them. So now what we're gonna do on plane one, plane two, and plane three, we're gonna draw 3 splines in each, so one in each one of these planes that will more or less give us the curvature of the apple, right? So we're gonna start with, and I'm gonna hide 2 and 3 just to make it a little bit easier. We're gonna start with plane one, right? And I think what we could do is, I'm not sure whether this technique might work. Let me just try this for a second. And oh, there we go. Yes, I think it works. So we're gonna draw a spline that goes 1 point, 1 point, one. So it's an 8-point spline. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So in this point, I'm gonna click on the letter I, and then on that wedge. Actually, no, that didn't work. Actually, let's see if I can project that. I see. Let me see if there's a better. Oh, Pierce is the one that I want. Excellent. Because what that says at that point is going to be touching the spline there, which is what we want, right? So I'm gonna, it's this one that's called Pierce. So we'll click on this point, and then on that one. So then the point that remains in between, that one will use it as a guide. They will adjust that one. So now we'll do this one and that one, then this one and that one. Yes. Yeah, these ones doesn't matter. So now with this one, I can just move it around and give it the curvature that I want, right? Like, That way it's a little bit more organic, the shape of the. So this is if you grab the apple and you did a sectional cut, this is what you would see. So now it's where we have to be apple designers, which is kind of interesting, but it's a nice, interesting thing to do, right? So yeah, so I like this profile like that. It looks a little bit asymmetric, mostly fine. And when you're happy with that, you click OK. So now what we'll do is we'll hide plane one and we'll unhide plane two. Oh, perfect. You're doing that one. While you do that one, I'm gonna start the next one. So I'll do a sketch in plane two. And again, I'm gonna do an 8-point spline. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And back there. The shape doesn't matter for now. And then we'll pierce again that point and here, and that point and this point and here, and this point and here. Very good. And now we are able to give this some shape like that. I don't know how this cover is going to look, but this. So let's say that profile looks a little bit bigger over there. And now I'll hide plane two, I'll hide plane three, and I'll do the exact same thing. So sketch, and then spline one more time. Excellent. Okay. So pierce. Here. Just like that. Okay. Escape. And now let's give it some curvature. Very good. I'm gonna rename all of this as profile one. Two. And profile three. And I can hide that. So in other words, we have a wireframe for our thing.
When it appears, that's what.
Let's see. There we go. I mean, it has to be between the point. That is the only. And that one, I think it's done, right? Yes. So now you can just play around. So in this side, we have 2 points, which is fine. Of course. Yeah, we can do that. But while you do that, and I'll just continue for now, I'm going to experiment here to see whether now the loft looks a little bit better. So let's see. So I'm going to click on, no, trim, no. So in loft, and I click again on wedge one, wedge three, and wedge two, and wedge four. So it does that, right? It doesn't finish it, but I have a feeling that now the minute we start adding our profiles. So path, right? Let's see. So we have that one. Oh, not sure why it's turning all red. And so now it kind of works, but continue set, of course. Okay. I'm gonna maybe go here to guides. Let's see whether this might be a little bit better. Oh yes, this. I'll just get rid of number 3. And then... Yeah, so it kind of now looks a lot better, the apple. I'm not sure why I was complaining about the top guy. Let's see. Maybe I can add that one as a path. No, it's gonna complain. Yeah, no, maybe it's ours. Well, but I mean, I'm happy with 3, with 2 at least. This one will leave it as unused. So you more or less get to this shape, which looks a lot more organic than before.
Okay.
Yeah, so let's leave it at 2 for now because it's complaining. So we go here to loft, and then yes, for no, just new is fine, whatever. And then for profiles, we'll choose then sketch 1. No, we'll do. So profiles is like the wedges. So that one, then that one, then that one, then that one. Right. That's what we should do. So far, so good. So what it doesn't matter because we'll leave it like this. Then if we go to guides, then at least like it will kind of work. So
This change.
it doesn't look bad. Yeah, I was complaining about one of your wedges, but it's fine. We weren't able to do this wedge, but that's fine. It's at least it's better than nothing. So I'm gonna hide. Well, actually, this one I'll still leave it for a second. That's good. Um, Excellent. All right, so we are at this point, right? Let's make the stem.
Yes.
So the stem is actually super simple to do. I'm gonna show the first, which is where you have it here, the first wedge in here. And it's not gonna be exactly like that, but it will be similar. So I'm gonna do a new sketch on, I think it was the front plane, which is the same plane as that one. And I'm gonna draw a little construction line that goes from this point all the way to here. Because I want the stem actually to start a little bit below it, right? So from that point, and then I will draw a spline that goes like this. It's gonna be a big stem. We can draw it like that. And then I think I'm happy like this with this one. Yes.
Did you make it towards on the symmetrical axis?
Yes, it can start from that one. Yeah, so you draw first a little the line that goes downwards. Also, let me show you. That way. So first, a line that goes like this. That way we have like that point and then the stem. And that's good for now because now I'll give this okay. So then we go here to the plane command and we're gonna click in where it says point north. No, and we are gonna curve point. If I go to curve point and I click on the point and our curve, it's gonna create us a plane that is like right like that. And then I'm gonna do the same thing here. I'm gonna create an exact same plane up there. Good. So now we create two more planes.
You click
Yes. And like there we go. Now that's good. Now we do the same thing. Excellent. So why did we do that? Because now I go here to sketch, and let's start with the bottom plane. And I'm gonna do a little circle. It doesn't really quite matter the size. That it's like that, right? That size is fine. And then I'm gonna do another sketch now on plane 5 of a slightly bigger circle, something like this. And I click OK. On the bigger, yes. Do it on the, yes, on that one. And now click escape. And now the moment of truth, we're gonna do a loft that goes from small circle, so that would be that sketch in there, to big circle. And now, yes, when it says half, we can select that spline in here. Now, this is for some reason complaining big time, and I'm not sure why. I wonder whether this might be better off like this. No, that is definitely not. Yes, you just need to move like that point is supposed to be. Yeah, not the biggest fan. All right, let's see. Mm, I have an idea for this, which is we need to do another sketch on what would be the front plane here. We're gonna do another spline that goes roughly like this. And then with pierce, I'm gonna pierce this to there. I'm gonna pierce this one to here. In other words, I need to tell it exactly how this is gonna be. And then I'm gonna do yet another spline that goes like this. And then with pierce. So this is in a new sketch, what we're doing now. Like that. But then if this works, don't do it yet, but if this works, then we'll do loft. And again, I'm gonna choose the two profiles. And then for guides, I can choose that line and that line. There we go. So now our freaking apple actually looks like an apple. And I can hide this and hide. So that's why we started a little bit beneath. That way, that would be like sunk in there. Like it looks like weird, but it kind of does the trick, right? There. Yeah, let me show you.
Find a place.
Yeah, so we are using the front plane. So let me first. There we go. Did you do the circle down there? Yeah. Oh, but I see what's going on. Let me just delete that. Nice. Then I guess you can draw like a spline that goes like that. So while you're doing that, I'm just gonna give this some color. So again, right click. Well, really right click on loft one I can say add appearance to feature. I can give it a nice red. That looks yeah, like this one. It's fine. Whatever, I don't know. Is that what is that? The transparency? I know I want that to be 100%. And then for the stem, add appearance to feature, and I'll make that in brown. This will give it 100. That's how you would do an apple. The warm up exercise of today. Yeah, thank you. And you see, the bottom looks kind of okay. Well, the more fruits that you design, the better they look. I will tell you my experience designing apples. This might be one of the best ones. Oh, that's perfect. Okay, so you pierce and just click OK, and now low.
Okay, so I choose.
Circle, circle. If not, you can just select sketch edit. And then for guides, yes, the 2 lines. And that one. And just OK. And now just click hide in there. Yes.
Wow.
And hold on, we're gonna hide. But that's the thing, right? It looks interesting, but that's how apples look,
Yes.
right? So for those in the camera, you can see the model in there. And it looks pretty good. And now you can just give it some color in there. That's how you would do an apple. So how are you doing time? Well, excellent with time. Well, the next thing that we're gonna design is, oh, you're gonna make a green apple. That's good.
I prefer this.
Yeah. If you wanna change the color of that, you can say appears to face. Yes. Change to like a brown. I think green apples were invented in Australia. If I'm not mistaken.
Really?
I think so. I like them. They're bitter, but a good red apple is always fine. So we're done with this. Very good. So now, what is the next thing? Now we're gonna do something a little bit more difficult. So as I said, I like playing tennis, and the other day like a couple of weeks ago, when I decided this was what we're gonna do, I was looking at the kind of balls, and I realized this is actually a great activity to design this thing. So that's what we're gonna try to do. Design the kind of balls. It will be a variety of things. So now, if you want to go to first, yes, you can create a file. You can call it like tennis can. We'll make it a slightly simpler version of this. That way, we're not gonna kill ourselves. In other words, by simpler, I mean I don't want to make this transparent because there's a way to do it, but if we want to do it in an hour, it's gonna be a pain. So just go to the internet and put like tennis can and then pen. Yeah, just find a picture like this one. That's what I did. I have yes, Walmart 394. That's correct. So I got this picture. I downloaded it already. So I'm gonna go back to our part studio. I go back to Onshape. Yeah, they hadn't updated yet. So I'll create here a new document. I'm gonna call it pen. That is create public document. So we have it here, and as usual, we'll start by going here to sketch, to the front, and I'm gonna bring that image. Yeah, so I think for the past 4 classes at least, we've been using a lot this feature of bringing images. So you can see how, and we've done very different things with the images every time. So that just to illustrate the power of this technique, they can use it for all sorts of things. And so we bring the scan, and as usual, it doesn't matter the size of the can. It can be whatever you want. But similarly to before, we're gonna try to bring the bottom of the can to be right there. at the very bottom like that. So just like before, we're gonna trace just half of the can. Maybe just to make this nicer, I will give this some dimension. Maybe let's make it 500, which is very big for a can. I think cans are less than half a meter, but that's okay. Yes. Oh, but you brought the side view of the can.
The-
We want the front view.
Because they were not the-
Oh, well, you can just take that one.
I know.
Yeah, that one is perfect. Yes. But all I'm gonna start for now, and you know the drill. I'll just start tracing it on the side. Maybe I'll go like that. But just to make my life simpler, I will make that straight. Yes, I think it should probably actually. I'll make it like this. So you can make the bottom of the can completely flat like that. You'll see why we can add all of those details afterwards. For now, just make sure that, yes, from the point here all the way there, and then with our spline, we will start tracing just this part. And now the main body has to be a straight line, otherwise we're not gonna be able to do the wrap afterwards. So that is a straight line, it's good. I can add some tangency. Yeah, okay. You're gonna go like this. And also to make our life simpler, we're gonna design the cap as part of it, like everything is a single piece, which is not what I did in the can of Coke. But today, I'm just lazy. This morning, I want to do things a little bit simpler, but it will still turn out very beautiful. I mean, that goes roughly like that. Yeah, that seems all right. Okay. Actually, I just realized one thing. Yeah, so this line in here, and let me show you 1 second, and I'm gonna make this a construction line. And also, is this actually I'll wait in the video for a second. We need to do a couple of things because for the technique to work, we need to make sure that that is like parallel to like that main axis. And this one has to be parallel to that one. I mean, it's not a problem because it's super easy to fix. We'll do click here parallel, you click like this. Now this is complaining, so I'm gonna just delete these ones for now. That will leave it as it is for now. Then parallel that and that. Then this line, I'm gonna delete it for a second. There we go. Now this, I want these two to be perpendicular. That was all like a good straight line. And now we will make a construction line. You'll see why it's a construction line in a second. All the way up to here, that's fine. That yes, in the picture there's a little bit of curvature, right? So we can just move this. Well, actually, we will do that. We'll leave it like this. Then yes, bring make that parallel, then bring this line all the way there, then coincident like this. Yeah, that is fine. We can leave that detail. We can add it later, but I think it's fine. Is this a spline? I'm gonna get rid of that for a second. There, that way we can freely. That looks good. Let's do a quick spline here. Let's finish this. I mean, it's that now this is perfect. So why did we do the construction line, right? But what I did now is I did a solid line from, so now you can do the same, like a solid line that goes from this point all the way to approximately the start of the red. But then with the red, what I'm gonna do is a very, very tiny wedge like this. I'm gonna do a little line that goes, hold on. Line that goes like this, then upwards, and then like that. You see what I'm doing there? It's like a, but then when we do the revolve, you will see this detail of the line. And I'm gonna dimension this one to be, yeah, whatever. I think 5 is fine. And that would make it 0.1. So it's barely noticeable, right? That I'm doing this stuff, but you will be able to clearly see it on the revolve. So I'm gonna repeat this a couple of times, right? So I'll draw a line that goes like this. And then I will make them all roughly equal. That's why I like this design. With the kind of Coke, it's a little bit more complicated. It has more details, but this one is fairly straightforward. Not a lot of. It's definitely something, perhaps more than the kind of Coke, something I grew up with. It's just there. Okay, so we're gonna click letter E. We're gonna make these two equal, and E, this and that equal, and E, that one and that one equal, and this one and that one equal, and then this and one equal. One. Maybe I should probably do that perpendicular. Let's see. All right, I have dimension now. Yeah, that's roughly fine.
Can you draw the
Yes.
exact access?
Yeah, so I think that's perfect. Now what we can do is just go here with a line. I'm gonna bring that there. We'll make it all parallel. Like this. Yeah, I don't know why whenever I extended it, creates a circle. I don't want circles. Obviously, it's a straight line what we have there. Hold on a bit. Control Z here. Right here.
Just get the
Apparently, that's the way it works. So we'll do perpendicular. So this and this and that. Yeah, that looks fine. That one we need to change. And then with letter E equal, 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 equal. That one. It looks
Yeah.
roughly fine.
Yeah.
Maybe just to make it this look this way, I can just bring them down like that, and you see. Because now what we can do is before we do the revolve, I'm thinking there's a couple of things I want to do first. One of them is we're gonna simplify our lives. Instead of actually, we could do it. We're gonna draw with a spline this circle. You can just trace it around. So this, you remember the technique of the master sketch, where we do everything on a single sketch and then we start. That's what we're doing today. Where we start then projecting everything. So it's funny because when I was in California, I met with a couple of friends that are manufacturing engineering. I know that's not exactly what I do, but but like still it's nice to catch up with them to see what they're doing. And one of them, well, all of them are working in the space industry. So two of them at SpaceX and one of them at Relativity, which is another one that they do 3D printed rockets. And I'm telling them about the class, and they're like, "Wow, that's super interesting." And one of them, I was telling them about this technique, how I learned it pretty much around the same time as them, and they were like, "Yes, that's something we do here at these companies a lot when they do CAD." So
copying an image.
well, copying the image or really the concept of the master sketch where you do everything and then everything else you reference it from there. And you can also do the exterior one. So for people in YouTube, now you know that you're doing the same quality of engineering as people in SpaceX and Relativity. Which is why I'm not sure when is gonna be the next time I teach this class again. But when I do, it's gonna be on yet one more software, which is called NX and Siemens, which is the one that they use at all of these companies.
Don't you use Katia?
They use CATIA as well, but NX has a very good part management system. So that's what we'll do. Now, okay, so we've done this. Now, with the exception of the pen lettering, I will do that one in just a second. Now we're gonna go here to the text and just make like a box somewhere in space. It doesn't matter. Oh, first finish that stuff. Perfect. And now, so now don't go. Just click escape, and now just somewhere. Why is that so big? Just write in here, Americas, Americas, number one selling ball. and thought. All right, so the question is, yeah, that looks fine. Now we need to do a couple of things. First, I wanna edit this text and see this is italic. That's the number one thing. The next thing is what type of maybe bold would be the trick. Now, what type of um font might this be?
Open sense works, I think. Like this way. Is it going to be this?
Uh, let's see which one are you using. Open Sans. Actually, that could be it. Let's see. Yeah, the only thing is I'm debating whether I want to do them in separate instances. Oh, actually, hold on this for now. Let's fuck, I should restore all of this. Let me edit. Don't do the lettering yet. We're gonna so just but now we know that all of this stuff works. The only thing that we'll do is we'll go to the spline and we will trace the word pen. That's the last thing that we'll do on this sketch. But I just realized I remembered something about um, the text function is that it, it can be a little bit annoying. You'll see later why I say it's annoying. So we'll leave it for later. Okay. And very good. And I will do the interior. There's a question. I'll get to that in a second. Oh, no worries, man. Thank you. I'll upload everything. Yeah, now we're left without the soup person. I don't know. I would listen to myself as a podcast like this whenever I'm just like doing a podcast, or as I like telling my advisor, right? Like I show him some of these things. I tell him Florian, and he obviously you're not gonna watch this video, but if you do, hi Florian, uh, I would be impressed. But you can watch this if you wanna fall asleep. You have like nightmares. You put 5 minutes of my narration in here, and I can guarantee you'll be quick in bed, better than counting sheep. I can tell you. Right, that's something. Or you can watch it at 5 times the speed, and that would probably be about the same. Yeah, I can be the day. Yeah, like sometimes I do it whenever I wanna. It's a relaxing. Doing this stuff is therapeutic for me. You know what I mean? It's like almost like drawing, almost that with drawing I have less control over the quality of my work. While here, I know I can do like a much better thing. That's the challenge, right? How similar can you make it look to the actual thing? And if I were to do it with pen and pencil, paper and pencil, that would be a lot more difficult. Because I think designing the word, writing the word pen is a lot easier than Coca-Cola. Right? The Coca-Cola script is difficult. Does not be this one. For example, just make sure, yes, that is perfect like that. Let me just take a look at that line in here. Otherwise, that looks right. Okay, so we've got all I wanted for now. Maybe I'm gonna draw two more lines. I'm gonna draw a line that goes from here to here, but make it a construction line. Like goes, and then another construction line that goes up here, and then another construction line that goes up here. So 3 construction lines. And you'll see why we're doing that in a second. So 1, 2, and 3.
And it has to be perpendicular, right?
Yes, if it has to go, yeah, just like that one. Perfect. Well, the reason for that is because then eventually we're going to create 3 planes that will coincide with those construction lines. And with those planes, we will be able to chop this thing into different parts. And when we chop it into parts, we'll be able to make some parts transparent and some parts not. So maybe for the curious YouTube watcher, you could design the tennis balls as well. We won't today, and I haven't given it much thought. Although I don't think it would be that difficult, but I'd probably use like a wrap command or something like that. But it would be cool if you could model the balls inside of the CAD. Yeah, so this is it. So now we're gonna say, once you've drawn all the, okay, and I'm gonna rename this as master. Very good. Perfect. So now we're gonna do another sketch on the same plane on front. And all we're gonna do is you click in the command that says project. I'm gonna click there and project, and I will start projecting just the body of this thing. So just the outline. So it's oh, just this line, this line. Just be careful when you go to like this portion here. Yeah, and once you're done projecting, and then just don't forget the one straight line. Yes, and the one in just that. And now what we do is revolve, and we're gonna revolve along what axis? Along that axis. And I say okay. So if I were to hide the master sketch, you see that now it gave us the overall axis. Yeah, click in there, and now it's select the axis. And then, oh, hold on, I think there's a one second. No, but it's a surface one. We want to do a solid. There we go. Did I do a solid one? Yes, I think so. Yes, solid, perfectly. Okay, so now we can show excellent like that. But now what I want to do is, yes, I will show again the master sketch, and we're gonna create a plane. This time it's gonna be a offset plane, and we're gonna offset it from the front plane by, I don't know, like 300, whatever. Like it has to be a good distance from there. So we have it right there. So the first thing I want to do in plane one is 60. Let's see. Excellent. And so then you click OK. And then let me just see. Perfect. So now let's start a sketch in plane one. I'll do sketch here, and then I'm gonna convert the outermost circle in here. Like that. Because why are we doing this? Because then I'm gonna actually could I do more? I'll just focus on this one, because then I'll go to the wrap command, which is one of these here. And with wrap, so first you have to exit the sketch. Yes. And now you go to wrap, which is no. Yeah, which failed to, it's in here. Wrap. So you click on, so let's do a solid wrap. On tools is that circle, target is the cylinder. And what we want to do is we want to remove, and we'll say we want to remove like 0.1. Like you barely notice that we're removing any material from here. And we say, okay. So now, yes.
How can you?
Oh, target there. We'll go to remove, and we'll do it like very tight. Like that. And now you click, okay, so now I'll just click check. And we'll do the same thing. So now sketch on plane one. And now I'm gonna show the master sketch again, it disappeared. And we're gonna do a convert entities of the inner circle. And we'll do the same thing. I'm gonna now check, and then where's wrap here, wrap, and tools that one, and then the target is gonna be now the interior of the one that we just did. We say solid, we say remove, and 0.1 again. I mean, it's not perfect as you see, but it's something which is I'm happy with.
We want to project, right?
Why?
Project the inner
Yes.
circle.
Oh, I see. So we do now a sketch again on plane one. Yes, and now perfect. And then check. And run. It's solid. Remove. Okay, so now you see the design. So now, again, we'll go here to sketch, plane one, and now we are gonna convert the pen lettering. So all of the I think let me see. This will stick. I forgot that one. And then on the end. And I have the pen lettering up there. And then you click OK. Oh, excellent. Now there's just one little thing, which is yeah, just you can draw like a straight line in there if you want. And then click OK. But then what we can do is go here to our friend, the wrap command again, and then tools, select all of the 4 letters, and then target the top part, and then say solid, remove 0.1. And now let me just delete the mine. Oh. I mean, it's not perfect because obviously it depends on the picture that you're originally using, right? For this, you see how my end in here and my end in there, this one is a less nice because it was already kind of curved on the original picture. If I had gotten like one that is flat, the result would be much better. Yeah, so that's for people online. You should have used a flat picture instead of a. But it doesn't matter. Like this is good enough for our purposes. So then, if we look at master, a couple of things that we can still add, which is the championship and America's selling ball. So let's start with championship, and I think I'm not sure how we're gonna make like the borders part of this. I kind of have an idea. So let's see. Let's give it a shot. Let's start by doing a sketch on think about what's the best way of. I'm gonna do a sketch actually on sketch 5, and let's see what happens if I'm gonna bring the picture again. And I remember I gave you the picture 500, so I'll give you the same dimension. Do you remember the dimension you gave to? Oh, yeah, yeah, change. Okay, I'm just gonna move it roughly to where it was before, and I'm gonna get rid of the master for now. And maybe I'll hide that for a second. Yeah, so what I'm doing is the following thing. Let me first go to your sketch 1, and I'll give this a quick dimension of, it doesn't matter, right? It's like 96. And then you put the origin next to that point, right? Okay, good. Because what I want to do now is a new sketch on plane 1, and then we'll bring the picture towards 96. Oh, where did you go? Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's good because it's safe.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I would hate myself for that. Good. Okay, that would have been problematic for a second. Um, and now you had it like the point, which is good. And now we'll um, let's see. Let's see like this. Now we're gonna go here to A. Good. So that's what we're doing here. In fact, I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna hide all of those planes, and I'm gonna go to my sketch, and we're gonna edit from here. So the first thing that we can do is go here to text, and around here, right, all right, extra duty felt. I think we agree that we're gonna use the Open Sans font for all of this. So how big is that? Okay, that's okay in size. Maybe I'll bring the size to 10. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's roughly fine. That, don't worry if it is. Actually, I could make it 9. I think 9 might be even better. It's okay if it's approximate. That's what I mean to say. Um, uh, uh, let's bring the word. I have an idea about championship. I think it might work. We are gonna write championship. At 12. 14. So I made the first one 9, the next one 14, and I more or less place them like this. And then I'll make America's #1 selling ball above it. I'll first do one of them. #1. Like, no, you wanna make it 14 as well. Maybe 12. And then there's a command in here that's called transform. So I can, for instance, like select all of that and say, all right, I want the angle to be just a little bit different. Yeah, 20 degrees actually seems to be fine. Form again. Excellent. Okay. It's not gonna be perfect, but at least something is something. And then I'm gonna do. Oh, what I would recommend is just do just one of the letters. So just America's #1, and then on a different box, selling ball.
Ah, okay.
So I'll do selling ball. Yeah. So that's 12 as well. And now let's transform that to up. Okay. Very good. And now I'm gonna. Oh, why is it? Oh, well, for some reason, these two have a different angle. I'm not sure why. We go back to. Ah, dying. No, yeah, it just changes in temperature. Like in this country, they. Oh my goodness. I'll be back in a. I'll be back in a second. You can continue. When I get a. Just edit here. I'll try again. Well, that goes there. This one goes there. Yeah, so something that looks roughly like this is fine. Yeah, don't worry about too much. The angle is gonna be fine. Now, one thing that we're gonna do is, which hopefully is not gonna be as difficult, is we are gonna draw a line that goes like this, more or less. So a line that goes straight like this, then it goes like that, then it more or less follows the P, then it goes down like this, it goes like that, and then it more or less follows the curvature. We're gonna make a simplified version of this line, obviously. It goes all the way like this, really. And then it just has. That doesn't look very good, so I'm gonna try with a 3-point arch instead. Okay, that's not terrible, but it's just like a, yeah, that looks fine. It's just like a contour, right? Like a thing that goes like a label around it. Doesn't need to be perfect though. No. And once we've done that, then I'm gonna click OK. And yeah, so we have all of this. Now, maybe I'm gonna edit this sketch. That line that we just drew, let's make it a construction line for now. Make it construction. Construction. All of those lines, construction around it. Construction. And you'll see why in just a second. So we're gonna leave this like this. Okay. So let's do another sketch on plane one, which is very funny. And now we're gonna convert all of those construction lines that we just did. So and that label, let's convert it again. That way we have it on a separate sketch. It should look something like this. So now we got sketch 5, sketch 6, and now I'm gonna bring back part 1. Yes, yeah, you're right.
Click on the sketch 6.
Oh, no, I'm gonna do a sketch on plane 1. And in this one, just convert each one perfectly.
Not the text, right?
Not that, well, that's the thing, right? It doesn't allow you to convert the text.
Oh.
That's why we want to leave it on, and I'll just click check. Okay, so now that we have all of this, we're gonna do this. So first, wrap and solid as usual. Now we're actually gonna say add, and we're gonna choose sketch 6 first, or sketch 7, it doesn't matter. And target is gonna be the interior of. And actually, no, it's not gonna be the interior. It's gonna be here. Oh, but as you can see, this is fascinating. I think it allows me to bring it down by a little bit, as you can see, which is what we'll end up doing. I'm gonna, yeah, maybe remove by 0.1. Yeah, something like that. And say, okay. And now we have like the world championship down there. And now the moment of truth is, well, I'll try it first with this, but I don't think it's gonna work. Okay, it is working, which is excellent. I'm just gonna bring it down by a little bit. So this is where you have to be patient. Okay, that is pretty much where I would like this to be. Maybe just a tiny bit up. That's this V shift, maybe 24. Let's see. Okay, that is on spot. And I want this to be maybe 0.1. Let's see how would that look like. Let's see what if I click on remove. It's add, and I will click on add. Just 1 second. I'm just playing around here to see. So I need to modify. Just move that in a second. But that's okay.
Yeah, it looks good.
Looks fine-ish.
I
Yeah.
can't find my
Oh,
uh,
yeah. It was just hidden. So edit this and target. So this is the championship.
no, sorry, it was the
Yeah. You see how it's like weird the position where it comes. So we're gonna add this. Let's play here. Mhm. Well, let me just edit this first. Right. 2, 7. Please. Okay. Excellent. Now yes. So you can make it point. That's okay. Good. Yes, you see how it turned like a little bit to the side, which is fine. What that probably means is if we edit here, I think the position, let's say 5. Let's say -5. You can play around with that. Okay. And that looks better. Just hide all of this because you don't need this. There we go. Perfect. So now what we're gonna do is another wrap. Again, tools. We're gonna select that sketch and target here. It's gonna load, but then we'll go here to position. But first is here. Yes, if it's like a new, and now it should work. So here V shift, let's see whether that works. And now we just need to bring it down by whichever amount. Also, it might be that to be. That way it appears. Yeah. That way yeah. Also, yours is mostly fine. Let's see. Just play around a little bit with the numbers, and once you're happy, just click. Okay. Well, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hide this. I'm gonna just edit the text to move it a little bit backwards. If I go back to sketch 5, I can just say bring that there and just leave it like this. Let's see. Yes. I'm gonna still edit it a little bit more. Yeah, looks like I, I'm very satisfied with this, given the attempt that we've given it. Now, oh, we haven't done perhaps the most difficult part of this, which is the bottom part of the can. What time is it? Oh, it's 42. Yeah, maybe we're gonna leave that for the curious reader. You can figure that out in a different time. What I'm gonna do is, once you're happy with that, we're gonna do one more thing. So remember the master sketch, let's show the master sketch. And now we're gonna go here to plane, and we're gonna create point normal plane. So I'll click here on point normal, and I'll click on this point and that line. Um, and that point. Did it create a plane? Yes. So you see how it creates a plane that chops it in there. I'm gonna create another plane right here, point and line. And then there was another plane that is gonna be up here. So point and line. So we have 3 planes. And now I'm gonna hide the master again because it confuses me. So we have those 3. So then what we could do is, there's somewhere in here we need to find this command that allows us to divide. I think maybe it's on Boolean. No. intersect union. Face. Actually, hold on. Let me go one here. Do Onshape. That's what I did with the Diet Coke, and I can show you in here how it looks like. To give it all the colors and whatnot, I also divided it in a couple of parts, as you can see there. So I think it was on split. So we need to find where's the split. Oh, that's split command. Okay, it was this one. So I go here to split, and it will say, all right, what part do you want to split this one, and empty this to split with that plane, and just say, okay. So now we have two parts: this part, and that part. Again, another split of this part. I'm gonna split it by that plane. So now that gives us three parts. And one more time the split. So this part, and then the entity to split it with this one in here. So now we have all four. Now I'm gonna hide these planes because I don't need them. So if we show the master sketch, what we see is that that's black, and all right. So I think I know more or less what we have to do. So on part three, click on right click in there and say edit appearance, and I can just give it like a white color, it doesn't matter, and then I'll give it a transparency of like 20%, like that. So let's give it 20. Right, actually, did it work? No. Right, it didn't work. uh, 0.2. And I can do the same thing with the one in the top. And edit appearance for part two, that color, and 0.2 as well. Now, there's a thing which is, it seems as if that was a shell, right? And everything else. So what we should have done, and we can do this, which is super easy, is we are gonna do the following thing. So before we did any of the splits, oh, you have the plane for there. Let's see. Oh, it worked. Yeah, that's perfect. Yes.
And how to do the Boolean stuff?
Well, we're not gonna do that yet because I forgot about anything I should have. So I'm gonna just come back in time to like this point. It doesn't matter that it's all transparent, but because what I want to do is we're gonna do a sketch here in the front plane. And what I want to do is, let me just show the master sketch for a second, is I want to offset this, that, then this. All right, so we're gonna offset those ones. Oh, let me just do it again. Sketch of the front plane. We're gonna show the master, and let's offset this and this one. Oh, that's where's offset? Here. No. It's offset just by 1 millimeter, 2 millimeters. That way there's like a wall. So I just selected this side and that side. I'm gonna also offset this by 2 millimeters. And then I'm just gonna roughly to, this one doesn't need to be perfect. It's like this. And then I'm gonna go from this point to this point because I'm gonna go here to revolve and I'm gonna remove this stuff from here. So say yeah, remove, doesn't matter. Why did I do this? Because then when I come all the way down here, right? Let me just hide master for a second. Now there's like a volume to this thing. And the same way in here, there's like a little volume out there.
But when you revolve, can't you just say it's a surface and then give it
Like a thickness.
yeah.
Yes, it's just that because we did this detail in here, it might complain a little bit if you were to thicken it out. So I'd rather just do it this way. This looks pretty, yeah, like pretty decent.
But I want to change my sketch to like redo my revolution so that I have this frame.
Let's do that. So the way that we can do that is I'm gonna make that a construction. Yes, just like you have it there. Well, I can the project. Now, just finish. Yeah, painful, painful. Yeah, and then we do this one and that one. That one, and that's it.
Awesome.
Excellently. So, yes, before we do the split, and actually that looks very good. What I'm gonna do is let's do that in. Do you want the interior revolve or do you want to cut it first? We can do the interior. Let's do the your. And now let me just hit this for a second. Yeah, this is perfect because I can go here to offset. Or I do that like one. And I'm gonna offset one. Like that. And then in here. Doesn't matter, but that's not visible at this point. This is more for artistic purposes. All remove. We go like this. Merge scope. Right. So we need one. So now you change. You didn't do the splits yet, right? No. So that's what we're gonna do. So your split. I'm gonna choose this part right, but there's just one part, and they need to split that plane. And now another split of this. Okay, that plane. That split here. So you see now it's gonna look a little bit interesting. Then there we go. Let me just hide this one. We can hide all of these. Let's hide master as well. Now it's like easier to see. So that is the same part. In other words, if I go here to part 3, just change the transparency of the entire part. So I can go here to edit appearance, like this. All of it looks like that.
But the interior needs to be more transparent than the
The
outer.
yeah, that. Well, maybe that looks decent enough. So what I'm gonna do, of course, I'm gonna just start coloring, but now for the top body, right, which is what is it, like part 1, I can just go here and say, all right, edit appearance, and I can make that like dark black like that. The same thing with this body in there. Then I can give this a little chamfer of maybe like what I know this will make my dad very happy when he sees this. I'm gonna make a little offset. Yeah, so now I'm gonna just do a couple of artistic things to make it look more similar to yours. The pen, and then the pen lettering, if I'm not mistaken, let's see some of the pictures. Pen, so everything else is red. Okay. So I'm gonna appears to face, and I'm gonna make that. All of the stripes are red. This is my favorite part, right? When you know you're almost done, and all you need to do is color everything. And this little one is also red. I think those letters are appears to face. They're all white. Let's see. And everything else is black. Okay. I mean, I could have also best selling is blue. Okay. I can make that red as well. That way it's more consistent. Blue. And you could give it more details by then giving like the white bordering, but I think it's fine like this. And then press the face and make that white. I cannot believe we did this. So it's a different design of balls, as you can see, because the bottom is flat. But that's fine. It's like a simplified. So hopefully this technique that we use today is identical to how you would do like a lot of other things. Um, let me show you. Actually, before let me just finish here the video and then I'll show you here. Yeah, so this is the can. I'll upload it and then just to give you a preview of next week, which is my favorite class of all time, which is Legos. So that's what we'll do. Those two bricks.
Oh, we can assemble them.
Yes, that's it. So thank you, some people. Thank you for coming. I'll stop sharing now.